The story kicks off, and we see two fighter pilots cruising over the desert in Afghanistan. But all of a sudden, some terrorists ambush them. Before their fighter planes could crash, both pilots manage to eject in time. But while they're parachuting down, some terrorists spot them. These terrorists surround both pilots and attack them. One pilot gets killed in this ambush. Meanwhile, pilot Claire bravely faces off against those terrorists and takes them all out. Now Claire keeps moving through the desert, but she doesn't see anyone for miles around. That's when Claire spots a Russian bunker in the desert. It was shut tight. Claire tries to open it, but the bunker door won't budge. At that very moment, a bunch of terrorists show up and start attacking Claire nonstop. Claire fights back, but she knew she was seriously outnumbered and couldn't last long. But here's where Claire gets lucky. A missile fired by a terrorist hits the bunker door, busting it open. Seeing this, Claire quickly dives inside the bunker just in time. That bunker was an underground one with stairs going down. Since the terrorists were right behind Claire, she quickly starts heading down the stairs to save her life. It was pitch black in that bunker, so Claire quickly pulls out her light stick. As she goes further down, Claire finds the atmosphere really weird. Looking at the stuff lying around, she realizes that maybe some kind of experiment was going on there. Now, as Claire enters a room, she finds a doctor's dead body. It was in terrible shape. It looked like the doctor had been dead for a long time, and nearby, there were a bunch of documents related to the experiment that was going on. A recording device was also lying there, which Claire picks up and keeps. Over on the other side, we see those terrorists who'd busted into the bunker and were looking for Claire everywhere. During this, one terrorist finds the light switch there, and as soon as he flips it on, light floods everywhere. That's when all of them notice a bunch of glass chambers there. Inside were weird, human-like creatures. All the terrorists were staring at those creatures. Just then, Claire shows up from behind and starts attacking all of them. The terrorists try to aim at Claire too. During this, a gunshot breaks one of the creature's chambers, and the creature inside comes out, but it was still unconscious. During this, Claire's eyes land on another chamber, and she quickly gets inside that chamber to escape those terrorists. Now all the terrorists scatter, looking for Claire, all except one terrorist who was standing near that creature. He thought maybe the creature had been killed during the attack, so he covers the creature with a plastic sheet. But as soon as that terrorist moves forward, the creature attacks him from behind and starts tearing him apart and eating him alive. Meanwhile, Claire fights off those terrorists and starts climbing up the stairs, and she finally makes it out. But just as she's about to move forward, a terrorist grabs her leg and starts pulling her down. Claire tries hard to free her leg, but that terrorist won't let go. Just then, that horrifying creature attacks the terrorist from behind. Claire freaks out seeing this. She gets really scared and quickly tries to get out of the bunker. During this, that creature attacks Claire too, but Claire manages to get out of the bunker in time. That creature also tries to get out of the bunker, but Claire quickly tries to shut the bunker door with the chain attached to it. Now Claire quickly starts running away, but just then a terrorist appears in front of her. But as soon as that terrorist sees the creature, he gets scared and runs back the other way. Claire also moves forward, looking for help. After walking continuously, Claire hits a road, and just then, an army vehicle pulls up in front of her. Sergeant Hook gets out of that vehicle and tells Claire, "We came looking for you. Where's your partner?" To this, Claire says, "He got killed while saving me." Now Sergeant Hook takes Claire to the base camp. As soon as she gets there, Claire tells Sergeant Hook to inform her family that she's safe and sound. Now Claire goes to the CEO of that base camp and tries to tell him about that bunker. But the CEO doesn't take Claire's words seriously. He says, "There's no bunker like that here. Maybe the terrorist attack messed with your head a bit too much." To this, Claire tells the CEO, "I've flown 28 fighter planes so far, but yesterday I was hunted down and shot. They wanted to cut off my head and post it on YouTube. But even then, I wasn't as scared as I was seeing that bunker. We need to go there and search to find out what's going on." To this, the CEO says, "The safety of all the soldiers here is on my shoulders. And anyway, there are a lot of different kinds of terrorists roaming around here. We can't fight everyone." To this, Claire says, "That wasn't a terrorist. It was a dangerous creature with really big claws. It tore a man's face off right in front of me." But the CEO doesn't believe anything Claire says. Now Claire is sent to the medical camp for a checkup. In that same camp, Claire spots the terrorist who saw that creature and ran back the other way. Just then, Sergeant Hook shows up. Claire tells him about that bunker, but Sergeant Hook says, "I know the operation area here, but there's nothing like this bunker on any satellite image or map." Claire says, "Maybe it's hard to see that bunker from high up, but it's there." The bunker door was chained shut, and something was written on it in Russian. Just then, the terrorist sitting there, who understood Russian, says, "It said on that door, 'Do not open this,' and you probably made a big mistake opening that door." Claire tells everyone that there were a lot of chambers below that bunker, and inside them, many creatures of the same kind were locked up. It was like they were being preserved. Sergeant Hook says, If it's a Russian bunker, it must be pretty old, about 30 years old. Meanwhile, we see that bunker where all the creatures are now awake and trying to get out. On the other side, we see the commanding officer, the CEO, who gets a call from the colonel. The colonel tells the CEO that no one should know about the device Claire found, and he should send that device over as soon as possible. Here we learn that some people know about what's inside that bunker, but it's being kept a secret. We see Claire. She tells the surviving man, "You blasted my aircraft and killed my partner too." To this, the man says, "It's not my fault. I was just driving. I'm not a violent man. I have to do this for my family." Here, if you're not with them, it means you're against them, which they absolutely won't tolerate. Just then, we see outside that a lot of creatures from that bunker attack the base camp and kill a bunch of soldiers. One of those creatures reaches the tent where Claire was with that man. As soon as Claire tries to escape that creature, it attacks Claire. Its tongue is pretty long. It wraps its tongue around Claire's neck. Just then, tentacles come out of its eyes. Now, just as it's about to attack Claire, the man who was held hostage somehow frees himself and cuts the creature's tongue. After this, he attacks the creature and kills it. Meanwhile, a creature also attacks the commanding officer, but the CEO also kills that creature. Just then, Hook comes with a fellow soldier and saves the CEO, taking him along. Those creatures killed a lot of soldiers in that base camp in just a few minutes. Now the remaining soldiers take everyone into a container and lock it from the inside to protect themselves from the creature's attack. Outside, those creatures are dragging away the soldiers' dead bodies. Inside the container, Sergeant Hook goes to the man he had captured. The man's name is Kabir. Hook asks Kabir, "You're from here, right? If you know anything about that bunker or these creatures, tell us." Kabir says, "I wasn't even born when Russia invaded my country. During that time, a star fell from the sky to the ground. My people thought it was a message from God to start a war with Russia. By then, Afghans also had good weapons that could easily shoot down enemy planes. But before we could do anything, those terrifying incidents started." Claire asks, "What kind of incidents?" Kabir says, "Our people started disappearing suddenly. First one man disappeared, then another. After that, women too. All of them disappeared at night. Sometimes our people's dead bodies would be found in mangled condition. It looked like some animal had torn them apart and eaten them. Seeing all this, our people decided to hunt that animal, and my father led that group, but it was no use. 46 people from our village were killed. My father was among them. Now it was morning, so these people carefully come out of that container and see that there's no one left at that base camp. Even all the dead bodies of the soldiers weren't there because those creatures had taken them, but they do find someone's dead body there. And it's one of those creatures that they had killed last night. Seeing that creature's dead body, all of them are stunned because it looked pretty horrifying up close. It looked neither human nor animal. Sergeant Hook asked the army doctor, "Who exactly are we fighting?" After a quick check, the doctor says, "Its body skin is as tough as a thick layer of tire, so killing these creatures will be quite difficult." Then the doctor says, "If we want to know more details about this creature, I'll have to see its internal body parts." After this, the doctor cuts the upper layer of that creature with a cutter, and as soon as he puts his hand inside the creature's body, he's shocked to see the internal parts. He tells everyone that all the body parts inside this creature's body are human. Hearing this, everyone is quite surprised, wondering how this could be. Just then, the CEO, who had been unconscious for a long time, regains consciousness. He tells Claire that Army intelligence has been keeping an eye on the area you came back alive from for decades. No one had confirmed that there was anything wrong there, until yesterday when you went straight into that bunker and brought out a drive. He explains that in December 1979, an alien ship entered Earth's atmosphere over Siberia and crashed there. Just then, Kabir speaks up. "That broken star my villagers saw." The commanding officer says, "Yes, the Russians sent some of their scientists to that alien ship. The scientists saw that there were aliens inside the ship, and they were dead. They collected the aliens' DNA samples and then merged those alien DNA samples with human DNA. The result is these dangerous creatures. And this entire process was happening in that same bunker in Afghanistan, far from Russia." Now, Sergeant Hook asks Claire, "How many of these creatures are in that bunker?" Claire says, "There's an army of them." The CEO says, "Last night, they came here to test our strength." Sergeant Hook says, "So they're going to attack us tonight?" Hearing this, Soldier Lafayette says, "Why don't we load our stuff and get out of here?" To this, Sergeant Hook says, "We only have half a tank of fuel, and if we leave on foot, the terrorists here will do things to us that we can't even imagine." Just then, the CEO tells everyone, "Believe it or not, we've all joined the fight against those creatures." And just then, the creature lying dead on the table in front of them suddenly stands up and attacks everyone. The creature first tries to attack Claire, probably because she was its first victim. But before that creature could kill Claire, Kabir tries to attack the creature, but this time, his attack fails. Seeing all this, the CEO pulls out a bomb and blasts himself along with that creature, starting this fight. Now, these remaining people had no other way to get out of there alive, so they decide that they will all go into that bunker and finish off all those creatures, even if it means sacrificing their lives. Now, these people tell Kabir that he's free, he can leave. But Kabir says, no, I'll also go with you guys to finish off those devils and avenge my father's death. Now, these people reach that bunker and plant a lot of bombs inside the bunker so that they can blast the bunker and finish off those creatures forever. But just as these people are about to leave the bunker after planting the bombs, a creature attacks Hook and pulls him down into the bunker. Everyone thinks Hook is dead, but a little later, Claire hears Hook's voice. He was alive down there. So now Claire tells everyone that she'll go inside the bunker and save Hook. 5 people, including Claire, get ready to go down. And outside, Wills ties the wire from the army jeep to the broken lift there so that these 5 can go down and save Hook. Now these 5 people, with great difficulty but safely, reach the bottom using that lift and start looking for Hook. But just then, Wills contacts Claire from above and says, I got an alert message that this location will be attacked by a missile within the next 20 minutes. The countdown has already started, so you guys need to finish your work within 20 minutes. Over in another room, we see Hook, who was unconscious. But as soon as he regains consciousness, he sees a lot of dead bodies lying in that room, which a creature was tearing apart and eating. Now, as soon as that creature spots Hook, it attacks Hook. But Hook doesn't give up either. He cuts off the creature's tongue. Then he continuously hits its head and kills it. Meanwhile, on the other side, we see Claire, who sees a big chamber as she walks forward. As soon as Claire turns on the light of that chamber, she sees a strange creature in that chamber. And this strange creature is none other than the alien creature that came to Earth in that alien ship, which Russia had taken control of. Over there, Hook somehow escapes those creatures and comes back to his team. Since there were a lot of those creatures in that bunker, these people move forward without wasting any time. Up above, we see Wills. Wills sees that a lot of terrorists have reached that bunker and are surrounding him from all sides and shooting at him. Wills bravely starts responding to those terrorists all by himself. Near the chamber, Kabir finds the badly mutilated dead body of a man from his village. Seeing this, he understands that the DNA of all the people who disappeared with his father was being mixed with the DNA of this alien creature, and experiments were being conducted here. Actually, this experiment conducted by the Russians had failed, and these terrifying creatures are the result of those experiments. Meanwhile, down below, we see that only 3 people are left alive in Claire's team. The rest of them were hunted by those creatures. Hook was also believed to be dead, so Claire goes inside the lift with the remaining 2 people, but Wills can't pull the lift up even after getting the signal because he was badly surrounded by terrorists up above. In the meantime, a lot of creatures attack that lift, and one creature attacks Bromhead's head, brutally killing him. A creature also grabs Kabir, but just then, Kabir's eyes fall on the creature's hand, on which the same watch his father used to wear was tied. Seeing this, Kabir understands that this creature is no one else but his father, who has now become a creature. In the meantime, the vehicle to which the lift's wire was tied slides into the bunker and is about to fall on the lift when Kabir tells Claire to quickly get out of this lift. And as soon as Claire gets out of that lift, the vehicle falls on top of the lift, in which Kabir burns to death with his father. Up above, the terrorists take Wills hostage, and they were about to kill Wills when Hook and Claire show up in time from behind and riddle those terrorists with bullets. Now all 3 of them spot the missile that was about to attack and had already arrived. There was only 1 minute left for the attack. These people quickly get into a vehicle and start driving away, and finally, after going a little distance, the missile hits the bunker, causing a huge blast there. In that explosion, all the creatures, along with a lot of terrorists, are killed, which Claire, Hook, and Wills are watching from a distance. With this, the movie ends. I hope you liked this story. Please let us know in the comments if you want to see more movie explanations like this. Your suggestions motivate us to keep making more videos. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.